Hello and welcome to Planetside 2. This is a video about certifications implants for absolute beginners. Firstly, note that all the information in this video is subject to change, meaning that even though the NDA has been lifted, the game is still in beta and everything can still change before the launch of the game. Okay, let me quickly talk about classes. Classes are something which have their own purpose most of the time, like Infiltrator is the sniper slash cloaker and so forth. You are suggested to change class as needed, but you don't obviously have to. As needed being, for example, if you are doing indoors assault into an enemy base with your infantry units and no one else is a combat medic, you might want to swap to a combat medic to help out your team. That is up to you and that is how it works. So when you start up, I suggest testing out all the classes to some extent before you can figure out which one is especially for you. If you want to pilot anything, don't play a max, because max unit cannot pilot anything. So while you are testing out different classes to figure which one is the best for you, I suggest not spending any certification points, unless it is in this universal certification section, because this affects all classes except the max unit. All classes benefit from these except the max. Once you purchase a certification, you can purchase upgrades to it. Upgrades to that bit, either depending which certification it is, the upgrades either make it even stronger or give you more accesses to it. For example, it might give you more grenades or more medical kits instead of just making the medical kit you already have stronger. There is this little orange bar which shows how far you are from actually having everything opened in that slot of certifications. And this is an example of the things you have. Normally you have no barrel attachments open for your guns, so now I have bought a suppressor, so I can put a suppressor on my sniper rifle. And this changes the scope of the sniper rifle to a different kind of scope. Okay, I think certifications in general are pretty easy to understand, so let's move on to implants. Implants. I'm not going to talk any of the unavailable ones, because they are unavailable and I don't have to really talk about them much. So let's talk about stuff which is right now out there. There are a few different ones. There are, for example, let me talk about the dexterity amplifier first. There are 3 stages of it. There are 3 stages of the quick draw and the conditioning ones. For example, dexterity amplifier allows you to reload weapons faster. Either it is 1, 2 or 3 points of reload faster. There is a noticeable difference between 1, 2 and 3, or versions 1, 2 and 3 of them. However, you can live without one of these, because after all, you do have to decide on which implant to get when you still have only one implant slot available for yourself. So what I suggest buying when it comes to these sort of, have different versions of them. If you plan to play a lot today, within the 24 hours which these implants last, then always go for the tier 3. Might just as well spend your Auroxium into getting the most out of your playtime. And if you don't plan to play almost at all today, let's say you are going to play an hour or 2 hours or something like that, whatever for you is small amount, then don't buy any implant at all. It's just not worth it, because it's gonna take you a little while to get to the action to begin with. As for absolute newbies, note that I am playing NC, New Conglomerate here. That means that all these vehicle names are different. Flash for NC is a nice little quad bed vehicle which allows you to drive all over the countryside on your quad-wheeled moped. Anyways, this is a nice little implant for the beginners because it allows the flash to be bought whenever you want for the next 24 hours. Because when you start up on the game, you will die a lot. You will die by going to wrong places, you will die by being shot at by people who are better shots at shots than you are, so forth. And being able to get a flash, or whatever your faction squad ped happens to be named, quad wheel, whatever, being able to get that whenever you have died to get back to the action faster is a good thing when you are learning the game. There is also one which turns down the acquire timer, meaning cooldown timer, whichever name they use acquire here. It lowers the acquire timer on vehicles or all sorts of planes and so forth. It is, which one you get is up to you, but I heartily suggest this thing while you are still learning the game out. I think we are pretty much covered the very basics of this, so thank you very much for watching.